So one of the wreckers is dead, so he's pushing one wrecker with the other wrecker to try and get it jump started so they can head up.
Chris, let's take a picture real quick.
And so.
Okay.
He just ripped the front of that Jeep off.
Pretty well set in my ways. Don't fall for the latest craze, it's a scam.
This junkyard has been here probably since the 50s would be my guess. And so it's got all kinds of just old trucks, old muscle cars. Some of the old trucks and old SUVs that are back in there are super rare and deserve to be put back on the road. International Harvester is the name of the company that made the Scouts. The biggest international harvester aficionado in the world is a guy named Eric Tusmer, who's also a musician, Eric Tusmer Band. He is like the world's guru on these things, and he's got old internationals that he's daily driven 1940s and 50s internationals his entire life. So he's rolling down there with us. Today we're out in Seguin, Texas at John's Auto Salvage. There's got to be 4,000 or 5,000 old trucks, old muscle cars. There's a Challenger sitting up here. There's a row of Scouts behind me. The reason we're here today is we're here to save two super rare 78 or 9 Scout 2s. We're gonna pull these things out of the junkyard. We're gonna get them back on the road. Brought a couple helpers with me. We've got Eric, bare knuckle binder, and my dad, Mr. Lots of Vintage himself, here to help us. So we're gonna show you guys what makes these Scouts so rare. The fact that they've been sitting in the junkyard literally stacked under cars for years is super cool, but we're gonna get them out of here and get them back on the road. This is the Holy Grail. This is what we're here for. This is a either 78 or 79 Midas edition Scout 2. So was down here pulling some parts for another Scout that we're fixing up. Walk up on this thing. There's not a lot that would give it away from this angle, especially with the roof completely caved in. But as you get closer to it, the way that you can tell that this is something special is that it's got these dual sunroofs in it. So up top here,
the his and hers
dual sunroofs. This, what we believe this is, and we'd love for you guys to comment below and let us know what you know about these Midas Edition Scouts, but we believe this is a cruiser package. And so as part of the cruiser package, you got the his and hers sunroofs. It still has the original swivel seats in it here. So these seats actually kind of swivel and pivot.
It came in the green, tan, and blue, and this is a green edition.
Yep. This has the lime green in it. So if you kind of come over this way, the front seats have been reupholstered, but the back seats are still have their original plaid still on them.
It's got the roof line, still has the plaid on it too.
Oh yeah, check out the roof in it.
It's got the optional passenger seat transfer case. You don't see a lot of them with that.
No, not anymore. They were really hard to drive and take passengers in with the transfer case in there. So it's more kind of cool parts of the Midas. They're all falling down and everything, but they had these kind of individual spotlights for the people in the back seat. You've got a clock that was kind of built into a top center console. Just
also upholstered, man. It's just, this would have cost the guy who ordered it over $1,000 extra for this package.
Yeah.
In '78, which is
a lot.
That's grown up money.
Yeah.
You know.
That was, I mean, this is what probably was a $10,000 truck new, and so an extra $1,000 wasn't an inconsiderable sum. But you got something super cool and unique.
Just sitting here in a junkyard.
Sitting here in a
clearly
junkyard.
Had something on top of it. Like, it's just,
what is this thing doing here, you know?
Nothing much longer.
Yeah. We're gonna pull this thing out. It's in pretty rough shape, obviously. The nice thing is, though, this top is completely replaceable. We'll be able to save, or we believe we can save, the sunroof panels that are in it, so we can put those into another top. We're working on having the the Midas material completely remade so that we can go and restore these things to be authentic.
And we were talking about it earlier. The company that made them is Friedman out of Chicago, and they're still in business. So
yeah,
who knows? Let's get them involved.
Possible that we could get new seeds. Maybe they have some new old stock material. If any of you guys out there have new old stock Midas material, we'd love to work with you on getting some of that and being able to reproduce parts for these things.
We're looking for an early model Ford in early 80s Ford pickup. This was a generational change in 1980. Prior to that, the trucks were actually bigger in size and looked completely different. And I'm looking for the climate control on either an 80 or an 81 F-150. One quick way to tell that is an 80 and 81, they put the Ford lettering up here. It's spelled Ford across the hood. In 82, they went to a blue oval on the grille. So we know right away that this is not the truck that we're looking for. So the lettering is long gone on this one, but you can see that it used to be here. And of course the grille is gone too, but the lettering used to be here, so we know that this is either an 80 or an 81. And on the climate control units, if it was a dual tank truck, then they would have an extra switch on the right side. If it was a Bronco, that extra switch would operate the back window. But we look down the side here and we can see that it's only got one gas tank. So everything's looking good for the part that we need. And then we look inside and the climate control unit is still in there, so that's pretty cool.
What would you have done if this truck was sitting on top of another truck?
I would have had you climb up there and get it out. All right. Original owner's manual. Except it's for an 84. Okay, well I got fooled. This probably is an 84, but it had the hood of an 81 sitting on top of it. So either 82 or 83, they actually switched the way that these things worked. And so in the truck that I have, the electrical hookups require a specific year, either an 80 or an 81.
Yeah, this is a 78 or 9. What do they call? I think this is called like the Shadow.
This is not a rally.
No, it's not a rally, but it's got like the Shadow line vinyl on it, which is super cool. It's super complete. So it's got the original engine still in it. Of course, it doesn't have an air cleaner on it, so we don't know what kind of shape that's going to be in. The cool thing is that it's still got the original plaid interior in it. So it's got the blue plaid, or what's left of the blue plaid. It's a factory AC truck, 345, automatic, got the bucket seats in it still. So this thing's I mean, this would have been a super pretty Scout when it was on the road. You can always tell in Texas when these were last on the road. This one looks like it's probably, I would guess this is 99. So it's the same year that our other one was.
Still has a complete rear back seat, full plaid.
Full plaid back seat in it. It's pretty difficult to find these that still have the tops on them in good shape. Quarter panels on this one actually aren't super blown out, so people have something to work with. Down low, they're always rusty, so there's a little bit of rust down low in both of these. It'll need new windshield header panel.
Cowl.
New cowl. But overall, a super complete Scout. On this side, we still have two of the original kind of wagon style rims that are on it, so we'll see if we can find a couple more of those out here in the yard to throw on it to get this thing rolling. Original bumper untouched. This thing deserves to be back on the road. More wheel for the collection.
Spring up enough that I can slide that thing under the axle, then we're golden. Wore long sleeves today. Hold on a second. Let's not get too far ahead of each other, because I don't want this thing to fall on me.
Yeah.
Top of the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically that. We knew the wheel. So it sounds like this place has been here since '75.
This is not, but the frame tie seems to be.
Well, I mean, even if you're
secure?
Yeah, it's pretty secure.
Your dad would be under there, not you.
All right, so we're pulling another wheel off of this old mail Scout here. We're gonna throw it on the one that we're saving so that we've got it where it can roll. Right now, it's really just getting this thing rolling again. It didn't have 2 wheels or tires on it. And then the next thing that we're gonna run into is it's got that frame sitting on the top of it. And that frame is probably 1,000 pounds or so. Now there was a super rare Ivy edition, one of these, and this one's actually it. You can see right here, you can tell it's an Ivy edition from all of this ivy that's been growing through it for years. This is original international binder ivy. The Poison edition was the super rare one, but it'll leave your head scratching. So one of the wreckers is dead, so he's pushing one wrecker with the other wrecker to try and get it jump started so they can head up
Chris,
the
let's
hill.
take a picture real quick.
And so, yeah, this is
Okay. He just ripped the front of that tree off. Oh man.
Distributors.
All right.
Yeah. Did you try
Run it
moving it
better
while it was
down.
firing?
that it?
Back there, he's grabbing the bumper.
So this was supposed to be a grave site for that 78 Scout, but we were able to pull that thing out of here. A couple of wheels and tires. A few sketchy moments getting it to clear this vehicle and taking the front end off that Grand Wagoneer, but we were able to get that blue Scout out of here, so it's not gonna die in this spot. We're coming back next time to grab the Midas, but super cool day, about 3 hours of work. We're able to get it out of here and get that frame off of the top of it. So that's it, lots of vintage, saving a 1979 Scout with Eric from Bare Knuckle. We pulled this thing out of the junkyard, it's ready to go, it's loaded up on the trailer. Thing's actually pretty nice, it's complete, you can see the original stripes kind of down the side, but overall it went super smooth. We're excited to pull this thing out of the junkyard and get it back on the road. Appreciate y'all watching, like, tag, share, subscribe, hit that alert button. Appreciate you.
Like a kid with a shiny